And, that absence of having, something regular to go to after school, you really felt it. But you also felt that the community organizations that existed made a difference because they gave you something to aim for. They did involve your families and they helped put me on the path, particularly the Rotary Club involvement. I got small grants, just as PCS is doing. So taking advantage of educational opportunities. Friends and neighbours pitched in, they'd pay for my bus and my train fare, to go to an interview for something, or they'd tell me about opportunities. And I became very much aware that it does take a community to get, a kid to move forward, particularly in an environment where you've had, this post-industrial decline and socioeconomic dislocation. And definitely Portland has had that experience as well. Plus Portland has had this amazing open arms, like most of Maine, to refugees and, people who, have really had hard times elsewhere. I mean, you've been, one of the few communities that's really been bringing people in as well. And now you have a much more, diverse population and community than before. And so I was just impressed right from the beginning that, kind of Barrett and everybody else here have been, hitting exactly the things that I, in my own personal experience, realized, well, what it took to get me forward from, the daughter of a coal miner who'd lost his job with what looked like very little opportunity, to, basically having the educational doors opened up for me and then being able to kind of move on and, hopefully at some point be able to give something back. What's also great about Portland is that you're telling everybody that there is something for you here. People don't have to leave. I mean, the fact, Barrett, that you're doing something within a community that you love, that you're not going off and doing this in New York or, somewhere else, kind of on the biggest stage, but you're showing, to people that you can take this nationally and that a, relatively small community like Portland that, many people have heard of and, that really has a kind of a history to it can achieve something like this. I think, this particular point of so much dysfunction in our politics, so much polarization, partisan infighting, and where, we can't see our members of Congress getting anything done. The fact that your community could pull together from people from all kinds of disparate backgrounds and show that you could do something that's meaningful for kids. And Barrett, as you're saying now, having your first cohorts going off to college or off to, apprenticeships, training, off to the next stage of their lives. I mean, people need to hear about this, and you've got a formula that works. I mean, every single person, on the Zoom screen has really played a role here. And I've been talking you up all over the place because, this is a pilot program that's had real effects for the community, but can be shown, to other communities. You could do this too. And as you've said, with looking at Maine overall, it doesn't have to be squash. It could be performing arts. It could be any other sport. It could be any other kind of cultural and educational focal point. But you've got a model that could be transferred into other settings as well. Anyway, I'm super impressed. I'm a big fan.
Oh, thank you, Fiona.